We haven't talked about the last thing, which like is funny because God, there can't just be a night on Knicks Twitter where there's not something divisive, and I could already tell that this is going to be the thing that like has people scraping and clawing at each other. The Knicks traded the 33rd pick, which was used to draft Daniel Oturu. I hope I'm pronouncing his name correctly. He's a center out of Minnesota, I believe. He's solid profiles. Is going to be, good backup center in the league. They traded that to the Clippers. And in exchange, they have gotten the 2023. So that is 1, 2, 3 years out. Second round pick belonging to the Detroit Pistons. It goes without saying there were a lot of names on the board that I think a lot of Knicks fans would have been very excited if they were coming into the Garden next year. I'm looking literally right now. 48th pick, Nico Mannion, guy a lot of folks had their eye on. 49, Isaiah Joe, another guy, good shooter, the whole thing.
Wait, who did he go to? The 76ers got Isaiah
76ers.
Joe at 49. Good God.
Yeah.
All right.
I know. Yeah, no, I know. I'm just looking what else. If any, I'm looking for your boy, man.
Hey, maybe we can just sign him.
Maybe right. It's Skylar Mays at 50. In any case, all guys, like there were guys on the board who the Knicks, like, people would have talked themselves into and being excited about as Knicks. They didn't take any of them. Instead, they traded it for something that will not convey for 3 years. A lot of people are going to be pissed off about this. Personally, my take on it, and I'm curious to hear yours, is like I feel like for 20 years now, we've been living in, under the umbrella of front offices who are just kind of worried about keeping their jobs and like pleasing James Dolan and all of the things that we hear all the time. And these guys fucking took the opportunity to take a guy that they could show to the fan base and be like, here, we got this thing. And they shuttled it off for something that is not going to be here for 3 years. I personally am excited about that. And I'm particularly excited about it for 2 reasons. One, it's the Pistons. And if you look at the lay of the land and you look at where the Pistons are right now, and you look at, and I've said this on my podcast, aside from the Knicks, the only other team I think has less top-end talent in the league, if you put Blake Griffin aside, because I think they're going to do whatever they're going to do with him, and it's not like he's not part of their long-term plans, obviously, because he's older. Like, I think the Pistons have less top-end talent than any in the league. They just drafted Killian Hayes, who I think will take a few years to get it right. Like, if there's a team that I'd bet on having a pretty damn high second-round pick in 2023, it's the Pistons. That's one. Two, 2023, as of now, and we don't know for sure, but as of now, it seems like it may be the likeliest year for the double draft, which is the draft where finally they're going to do away with the one-and-done rule, and high school players could go directly to the NBA. Whether that's going to happen, we're not sure. Whether the Pistons are going to be bad that year, not sure. But the fact that they would take a risk and they would place a bet on those things happening, where that if those things both happen, which I think there's a pretty decent chance they do, that pick having real actual value as opposed to the 33rd pick in a draft that's like, one of the lesser drafts that we've seen. I appreciated that, and I love the move, and I thought it was good. But again, I will turn it over to you, and I will ask you your opinion of it.
Yeah, I'm not mad at it. I think the other thing it kind of underscores is that you have guys on the roster who you want to see play, right? Like, I know we're all like, trade Julius, trade GSJ, fucking send Knox to China, whatever. Like, we say all types of things. But ultimately, like, you have to find minutes for these guys, and adding another rookie to the mix, especially considering they're going to sign somebody or more than one somebody, right? Like, even if it's not marquee guys, like, that's presumably they're going to sign 2 people who will play at least 20 minutes a game and not be teenagers. So
I think that's a fair assessment.
Yeah. So, I mean, like, yeah, there's guys that Pres personally think should have been picked in the 20s or higher, and they were on the board. So therefore, it was a missed opportunity and a bit of a failure to pass on those guys. But at the same time, that happens every draft. Literally, guys
Yeah.
fall every year. Mitch fell for us last time around, right? Like it literally happens every year,
Yeah.
and it's gonna happen in 2023. Even putting aside the double draft, like it's just gonna happen every year. So if you feel like you already are obligated in terms of your minutes allocation between your picks, your kids, and your free agents, then there's definitely a strong argument to taking the mystery box in 2023 and seeing who falls there when you have a better, more well-defined team, and you're not looking at a second round pick merely as an upside swing or like picking a bench player out of a bag. You're looking at it to fill a defined need for a team that hopefully is on the up and up, if not already good. So, I get it. I'm not mad at it.
Yeah. I think that's